Hello, my name is Mark Starr. I'm going to give you a quick overview of the Glumps. In the Glumps, your goal is to destroy all your opponent's buildings before they can destroy your own. On your turn, you take your dice and either place them in buildings to use the building's ability, put them out front to attack, or use them to build additional buildings. The cost of a building is in the upper right corner. This is also its health. So if I want to build a 4 building, I need to stack 4 dice with a 1 value straight up in the middle of the card I am building. Once all players have readied their dice to attack, players will gather their dice in their hands and do a count of 3, 2, 1, and roll for attacking. After attacking, dice are then checked to see if they have dealt damage. So I'll line up the ruler. Since a 4 was rolled, it can deal damage from 1 through 4. So this would deal 1 damage to this building. In addition to damage, any dice that may have gotten knocked off the card no longer get their ability. You put dice in the building, either singularly or stacked, depending on the building requirements. For this one, I need a 2 or higher in each side, so I could put a single 2 or stack 2 1s on top of each other and place them in the slot. However, if this tower gets knocked over or this one gets knocked off the building, this will not happen. Every building has a building name, its cost to build, and also its health, its ability, which this indicates what you need to do to get that ability, and this is the end result. For the nursery, you need 2s or higher on each of these sides, and if they're still there at the end of an attack, you get 1 more d6. For the spy school, this works the same way, except instead of a d6, you get a little spy die, which has different abilities. The magicians works the same, except for these you need a 3 or higher, and they give you a d12 magician die. The grower building, which by placing 1 die in either or both, that die will go from a 1 to a 2, 2 to the 3, etc. Prison is a defensive card. If a player lands in the prison, they will be stuck there and it takes them 3 turns to get out unless another one of their teammates knocks them out of the prison. And the crane is used to either build buildings faster, or you can use it to repair your buildings that have been damaged already. There are 3 different kinds of dice in the Glumps. There are the basic D6. These are used for building buildings, using the abilities on the buildings, and attacking. The spy dice are used. They are placed on the board, and these are only for attacking. They are flicked. And each turn, wherever it is flicked, it stays there. And each consecutive turn, you'll flick it again until it gets closer and closer. Once it lands on an enemy card, it deals 2 damage and returns to you. The spy can also deal damage to an enemy prison and free your dice from that prison. The D12 magician dice are used solely for attack, and they have their own attack chart. On a 1 through a 6, they'll deal damage in a circle. 7 to 10, they deal 2 damage using this scale here. So you would line it up. And you have the potential to hit 2 if they're close enough together. And on an 11 or 12, you get a fireball. So you would place the fireball next to the magician and flick it. Any cards it goes through gets 1 damage. Any card it lands on will take 3 damage. As buildings take damage, damage markers are placed on top of them. Once a building has reached its health point, it is flipped over to show that it has been destroyed. Damaged is also tracked on the player's helper card as a backup in case the damage tokens get knocked during combat. For more than 2 players, players could go all against each other, or they could team up, sharing buildings and dice as they please.